Yo!
You're way too excited for this today.
Yo! What's up, good people? The boys from the Phantom Geek Zone, we're back again as usual. I'm Izzy.
I'm Riyaal.
And yeah, man, as the title says, we're here to break down James Gunn's Superman. Yeah, easy, simple
And
as that.
Some context, we just watched it like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah. So we're
fresh.
like fresh, still smelling at the cinema, popcorn and everything, And yeah, man, quite an interesting one on a couple levels. Before we even get to the movie itself, just the experience as far as, look, we've been at this, for quite some time. This is episode, I want to say 29, give or take.
It's in the 20s.
Very late 20s. And
What is it, like 4 years now?
yeah,
It's been a while.
Let's just skip over how long it's been. We'll stick to the episode numbers. But I think this is like the third episode where we've done like a real-time review, so to speak.
I think Shang-Chi was definitely one.
Shang-Chi, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man.
Thor as well, Thor 4. Did we do that one?
No.
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah.
Damn, okay, so that
Thor
makes
4,
for quite a few. Then we'll make this our fifth, I guess.
And Batman, obviously.
And Batman. Okay,
done a
there's
few,
a little more than a few. Okay, touche. Again.
But I would say it's the first one where we maybe have only watched the movie once.
So that's where the interesting part actually comes in, because with the others we always try to make sure that get two viewings in at least. Look at all the details, get over the excitement.
One for the experience and then one for the details.
Yeah, but
least.
now it's all in one. But hey, I think we definitely took away something and hopefully enough to make this as dope an episode as it deserves to be. And right off the bat, man, look, we kind of went through this with Man of Steel, so we'll try not to regurgitate too much, but the summary being, we're talking Superman, the legend of legends when it comes to comic book movies.
And probably the one who's probably got the best catalog of movies as a superhero.
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself.
And even as far as like the longevity of it, look, this goes back to, I think, 1930s or so. They referenced the year in Man of Steel. That's where I got it from. So 1938 or something.
First comic.
Yeah. But that aside, because just about everything is big in the comic book world. When it comes to the movies themselves, we're talking from the 70s. Not even, the 70s just gave us the biggest Superman.
Yeah.
But there was another one from
arguably the most
iconic. Yeah. But we'll get to that towards the end. Just make sure I remember before we shut it down. And he wasn't even the first, live action Superman. And so if you're talking legacy, history, all of that, it does not get any richer than when it comes to Superman. So there's always a lot riding on it with you trying to, create your own version, as it were. So off the bat, quick summary, would you say James Gunn nailed it? Did he give us something worthwhile, or should he not have bothered?
No, he nailed it.
Yeah.
He nailed it. If you didn't like it, there's something wrong with you, and you should go seek help. No, he nailed it.
Yeah.
I don't want to put more on it because it just is.
Yeah, on a summary level, I definitely would agree.
He nailed it. I mean, he wrote and directed. He wrote, he wrote it really well. Pacing. Yeah. Quite good. I mean, runtime is about 2 hours. He filled those 2 hours with a lot. Yeah. And it wasn't too much, but it wasn't like dragged out as well. Yeah. So pacing was really good. Story was also quite nice. A little change up from what we know. Yes. But also gives respect to what came before as well. So,
I certainly could not agree more. And again, as far as everything that's riding on this, it's more than just another Superman. We've touched on this before, but I'll do a quick little highlight recap on that. This is the first movie in, well, not really, yes, but not really, because now the DCEU is over, right? As far as real time is concerned, we're still going to be dropping a few reviews in the times to come, but they've moved on into the DCU phase. Yeah. And this is basically kind of the official...
It's like a reboot.
Yeah, it's like the official launch, but there are a few projects that have, been released already that are gonna, integrate into the space. The Peacemaker, the Suicide Squad movie, that sort of thing. But for all intents and purposes, this is the official launch to show.
Well, it's the first. Okay, not necessarily the first movie, but
yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to clear up. So there's a lot riding on it. You're reintroducing Superman to the world, and you're establishing your new universe as well. And
I guess a new creative director under the new creative director.
Yes. Because again, right, with the works we've mentioned now that are going to be integrated into this new universe, those were not under the DCU per se, but kind of in the middle ground where it's like, okay, let's just drop this thing. We're still finalizing our vision going forward, and then what that became was James Gunn in charge of now the comic book space as far as DCU is concerned. So I think even on that front, he gave us a solid project, and it creates, certainly from my side, anticipation as far as what's to come. There was some interesting chatter and banter online around this movie, and depending on how deep you went into it or what exactly came your way, it could have created some confusion around, is the sentiment good or bad? Essentially, the sentiment is good. The confusion came from, I think it's an interview or something where James Gunn said Superman is an immigrant. For some reason, some people just lost their marbles over that statement. And it's like, in what world, in what iteration of all the iterations and multiverses was Superman born in America? Like, he is an alien from outer space, never mind another country or anything on Earth, But yeah, given
gives a whole new meaning to illegal alien.
He's the embodiment. But yeah, given the political climate, particularly America and all of that, people were just going crazy. And then they took that and spun the whole thing. There were some memes of Trump as Superman and saying, so yeah, that could easily blind certain people to think, that the general sentiment was negative. But if you look at between the official guys, the Rotten Tomatoes, their audience scores, but even generally people have been saying, I've been seeing a lot of positive stuff. Unintentionally, I've been trying my best to just duck and dodge because I think it's also been like about 2 weeks that the movie had been out before we got to watch it ourselves. So as happy as I was to see that a lot of people are enjoying it, I was like, no, man, I don't want to be, biased, influenced and whatnot. And the same goes even for, the reviews that I even watch online. But fine. All of that background stuff being established, let's get into, the weeds of the movie.
Yeah.
And where I want to start off with watching the trailers, right? It was kind of clear from the get-go, even with the very first teaser trailer, that yes, it's a Superman movie, but there's going to be a lot of other big characters in it. We're talking Green Lantern, not Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
Is he actually Green Lantern, or is he one of
He's one of the Green Lanterns. So there's...
Because I know there's the whole thing
human ones, you got...
Hal Jordan, John Stewart,
Guy Gardner. Guy Gardner is...
So, okay. Because I wasn't sure if he's the Green Lantern
he's one of the three human ones.
So that's basically who I'm talking about. There's Hawk Girl in it.
Mr.
Terrific. And... of course, Lex Luthor, and then you got the robots there by the Fortress of Solitude, and which created a bit of a fear, like, hey man, how's the balance gonna work out? So on that point, as far as balancing a lot of, shall we say, high-level characters, would you say it was too much? Was it not enough? Did it distract from Superman and his story?
Not at all. I think, very. For me, really well balanced movie. They came in at the right times. They each had their specific identities as to what they're bringing to the fore. So Guy Gardner was your idiot leader. Mr. Terrific was the smart guy. And Hawk Girl, I mean, she didn't shine as much as the other two side superheroes. But she was there as well. Then you want to extend that to other characters as well?
No, I think them in particular.
I think they added to the movie in the sense that he's not alone. Because I think if you're comparing to DCEU, he's kind of alone.
And virtually every other iteration.
Every other iteration. Whereas here he's established, and he's got and then it also just shows like to what effect he's being used. Because there was the one scene where him and Lois are talking, and then there's a whole fight happening at the back. It shows that he's not necessarily alone. He's got
because they weren't necessarily colleagues per se.
Yeah.
Like, yes, they're in the Justice Gang, which is clearly, a build up to the Justice League and all of that, but he's not a member, not yet anyway.
Yes.
We don't know if he will be or what.
If we even get to the Justice League.
Yeah, and they are, I now forgot the name. There's like a corporation that basically...
Lord Tech.
Yeah, Lord Tech, that
Lord
funded
Tech,
them and put them together. So they got their own people.
So they're like kind of guns fire.
Yes, but he's kind of, a lone soldier, if you will. Then, now and then they'll collaborate on a project. Other times they'll work separately.
So, and it was nice because when they did show their powers, it was a nice showcase of powers that added to whatever it was.
Yeah.
And it fit into their characters, like middle fingering the tank.
Dog, like... And I called it the last, I think I saw like the last one or two, It was the gesture of him just doing this that I was laughing at initially. And then I'm like...
I thought that's what you were laughing at.
No. I was just laughing at the badassery of him doing this.
For me, first I saw it was like a hand, and then with the hand, and then I saw a middle finger, and I'm like, you're laughing. So I was like, surely this is why you're laughing.
No. The last one or two, that's where I laughed again. I was like, oh, So,
So, I mean, like in that, and then when they were fighting that little lizard, that lizard thing. Just showing the Mr. Terrific how, like, he's willing to go that far if necessary.
Yes.
And Hawkgirl as well, just,
That's the thing. Even the ideologies are quite different, because he's like, no, man, let's, get it to some galactic zoo on the side and study it. They're like, dog, we're trying to kill this thing. What are you talking about, So, but I think to, pretty much echo your sentiments, my fears were quite quickly eradicated.
Like a lot of the one trailer I'd seen, it was kind of the scenes that they were in. Like they kind of teased the movie with their scenes, but the movie wasn't about them. Yes.
So you watch the trailer and you're like, how much of the movie do they occupy? Is this still Superman? Because again, as far as I was concerned, I thought it was just Superman, but we were just talking before we recorded that you say that Superman Legacy. But in either case, the title implies a focus on Superman. It's not Superman and the gang or Dawn of whatever, So I was like, but then when I watched the movie, I was like, nah. They appear and then they go do their thing, but we're still focusing on Superman, or at least other elements that are centered around Superman. So I was like, okay, great shot on that. And with that said, I think James Gunn needs, I've been saying this time and time again, he needs his props, of course, but with specific reference to two things. The one we'll get to a bit later, make sure I don't forget.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
No, just say the other James Gunn thing. But the first is his ability to balance an ensemble cast.
Yes, yeah.
Look, he's been around, I think he started in the horror genre or something like that. I don't quite remember. And then, as I've said, he ended up doing Scooby-Doo. And then, he did Guardians, which is pretty much, where he became a superstar, if you will, or very well known.
Very well known, yeah.
The Guardians movie is an ensemble movie. And throughout all three, we felt he balanced everything quite well. But to do that then with the Suicide Squad showed, okay, it's not a fluke and it's not about knowing the Guardians. And then yet again with Superman, I'm like, nah, dog, this guy, he knows how to create a well-balanced story when, focusing on or including a couple of different characters. So for that in particular, I think certainly major props to him. I still felt that, I'm watching a Superman movie. It was basically Superman and Lex.
Yeah.
And then everything else was happening around them. Yeah. So I absolutely loved that.
For me as well. Like, just Lex.
Yeah.
I feel like he just doesn't get a shine in movies, and he got it here.
And I want to move to the characters next, right? So we're talking about Lex. We'll build on him in a second. What I want to get to, I don't know, man, there was a bit of a tug of war, emotionally speaking, if I'm going to be honest, regarding how I felt around this. I was like, what world is he trying to establish, And I will admit, even with Superman aside, it was an opinion that was probably more informed by the preceding movies, not just DCU, or DCEU rather, but the comic book space as a whole, given the journey we've been on for the last literally 20 years, because Batman Begins came out in 2005. So, that was 20 years ago. And that set the tone. Look, contrary to popular belief, it wasn't necessarily the first time that we had a relatively grounded hero and that sort of thing. But it was what made it a thing, if that makes sense. It's been done before, but then people still go to campy movies, goofy movies and whatnot. But once Christopher Nolan did that, it created the standard. Let me put it that way. It created the standard that, okay, we're going to ground our superhero movies. And then everyone kind of followed in that. Now, to bring it back to my point, everything I've been seeing, no, it wasn't necessarily anything I've been seeing. I think it was just, again, my anticipation that, okay, it's probably going to be, a little more grounded and so on. And then you watch the trailer, and the first thing that comes through is the dog, Crypto. So then I'm like, okay, I guess we're not necessarily being grounded anymore. And then you see the Fortress of Solitude coming out the ground. I'm like, oh, so it's not a fixed place. Okay. And then I watched the second trailer, couldn't help myself. And then I saw the scene where the robots, firstly just the presence of the robots. I don't know nothing about them from the comics, but just the fact that, okay, he's got robot servants, if you will. And they turned him to face the sun so that he could heal. So I'm like, okay, are we being grounded? And I say this knowing and understanding that we're talking about a flying alien from another planet,
It was powered by the sun. Man's a solar battery. He's just a battery, guys. He's powered by the sun.
So all of that being said and established.
A solar panel in human form.
The original,
Yeah.
So, but again, even with those mythical elements in place, there is still a grounded story. If you think Zack Snyder, for instance, it was relatively grounded, as has been a lot of other Superman movies. So with this one, I felt like, okay, is it grounded? Is it semi-galactic? I think semi-galactic is kind of where I landed at the end, because now you've got these portals jumping through dimensions and that sort of thing. So what's your take on the world that he was establishing as far as how grand and small and what middle ground he ended up hitting with that?
Let's see. I think, this was a nice first story, if it makes sense. Because it gave you context into Earth and how they deal with metahumans. Even just at the beginning when it's 300 years ago,
the threes building up the storytelling.
Threes. I think that was really nice just to set the tone to say, hey, Superman isn't new. People have been experiencing this for a long time.
And powered beings.
Yeah,
as a
powered
whole.
beings are around.
Okay.
He's not any different really. He just so it's nice in establishing that superheroes are in the planet.
Yeah.
And also little hints here and there where intergalactic zoos and stuff. So there, you're going to get elements of outer space as well. So I think it's I think it was enough just to get your juices flowing, but I don't know who's coming. Which superheroes are we gonna get? Because there's a whole host of DC superheroes we know now. Your big ones like the Flash, Batman,
of course,
Wonder Woman. Well, who else?
Supergirl and
Supergirl, which we already saw. Your other Green Lanterns. General Zod. He's not.
There was
even
no other kryptonites besides the two of them.
And just the idea of Supergirl going to planets with the red sun to draw. It's just kind of telling you yes,
this is a massive universe.
We're going to see more, and we're going to see Superman in these vulnerable states again.
Cool. So you enjoyed the world that he built.
Yes, this world, I'm enjoying it. I want to see more of it. Even just the ideas of pocket universes and people being smart enough to do that. Then that's pretty cool. So it'd be cool to see that play out with smarter beings and Martian manhunters and
the actual Martian manhunter.
So I'm keen to see where it goes.
Okay, I got you, and I think just to then close off my point on that. There was a bit of a confusion because I'm like, okay, so we're not grounded, we're out there, and and it will jump, between the worlds and so on. But I think by the end of it, I had to remind myself that no, you kind of just got so used to everything being grounded that That's the thing about...
Says the man who likes the Marvel universe.
Yeah. As I said, I know they got all these crazy, but they try to, make them all earthbound and realistic and all of that stuff.
Which I think is, with Superman, you can do because he's a human and an alien.
Yes.
Whereas with new characters now, I don't know. Like, how do you introduce them?
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming they're gonna go like left field superheroes that we haven't seen.
Yeah,
much
that's
of.
Definitely that's definitely the plan. Yeah.
Because we would have expected a Hal Jordan or a John Stewart Green
to
Lantern, but we got Guy Gardner first.
Yeah.
One of James Gunn's boys.
Yeah.
Quite a few of them now.
So again, right? I'd come around by the end of the movie, to make a long story less long, and what helped me get there is, again, reminding myself that, but if we had 20 years of these type of movies, because remember, he's not just making another Superman, he's also making another comic book movie. And we're in this boom of comic book movies, basically. We get how many a year, and Marvel alone has so many, but DC has been churning out quite a few, and there's other properties and universes that have been dropping their own superheroes as well. So the big question then becomes, how do you separate yourself from that? And so I think with that in mind, it's like, actually, this is one way to separate yourself, because even in the comic book world, remember, there's all sorts of versions, all sorts of, expansions, and, bringing it closer to home that they toy around with. So I think, good on him for going relatively left field, but he also nailed it because he never felt overly ridiculous or crazy. It just took me a bit of a moment here and there to adjust, to be like, oh, okay, here's your world. So I just wanted to put that out there. I think then, as far as the characters, we started off with Lex. I wanna, expound a bit on that. My favorite, is by far Michael Rosenbaum. He had this, who played Lex in Smallville, of course. He had this dark energy. He was more like the calculated, cool, calm, collected type of Lex. There's of course other dimensions to the character, like the whole, father issues and whatever. Didn't even know until...
obviously you got his story more fleshed out, and it hurts. It hurts a bit more because you could see the spiral. Because you had 10 seasons of him becoming
So down the line it kind of became... But
just as far as Michael Rosenbaum.
As far as the
and
essence
Nicholas Hoult?
of it, right? That's why I liked him. Now, coming to Nicholas Hoult and even the other...
Who apparently also auditioned for Superman.
He auditioned for Superman, and they were like, nah, not quite, but here's a role that we think you could nail.
Goodness.
So I think he gave us... It's almost like a middle ground again. Because if I think of the other Lex Luthors, they were very eccentric, a bit extreme, and depending on, I suppose the individual's perspective, maybe too much, maybe just enough. But with this one, I found a balance of that calculated dude and a little, eccentric and crazy and just out there. But again, overall, I think it was a great portrayal. So I liked him in this role.
Same, I see where you're coming from with the balance of calculated and eccentric, but I think he was a very eccentric. They told him, he's like, I think was Mr. Terrific is like, there's only one person mad enough to do this, and that was Lex Luthor, to make a pocket dimension, a pocket universe. Because it's one picometer, which is 10 to the negative 12 meters off, and you would have destroyed the whole world. So. What I really enjoyed is they established him as the villain straight out the bat. In the beginning, and you knew he was in charge the whole time, which I really enjoyed. Also, just the crazy nature. He's a little bit weird. And then that came through each time. And then when we got that monologue at the end, it's like, I don't know why I'm killing you and such. I'm just jealous.
Yes, he's like, envy is what drives me. I like the acknowledgement of that. Actually.
He's like, he's self-aware. He knows exactly what he is. And but also, it's like just to see how established this universe already was. Because, you see the pocket dimension a few times. Universe, sorry. Let me say pocket universe a few times. And each time we get to know more about it, and to see this man has like hundreds and thousands of people imprisoned, and for what? For breaking up with him.
Yeah.
You know? And then he's got like a whole different, like he's got a whole nother world that, you know, the government cannot even see.
Yeah.
They just think he's like a military contractor or something.
Yeah.
And then he was just playing like 3D chess with everyone. He knew how to Superman's weakness, like even those power showcases, like how are you gonna get into the Fortress of Solitude,
dude?
Ye of little faith.
Yeah,
and he just walks in.
It's like way ahead of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it was probably the best portrayal in a while I've seen of Lex Luthor, and also just to show how skilled he is as a villain. So I really enjoyed it. Like, I think my favorite in recent memory.
Yeah. I think a word that's going to come up quite a lot, especially with elements we are familiar with as far as, you know, what this movie is doing and what has been done before, is going to be different.
Yeah.
And I think on every possible point, they made sure to make things just different enough, but still intriguing and interesting at the same time.
Even if you think about it, Nicholas Hoult is always playing like the sweet guy or but here he's the madman.
And like a full-on villain, not even like, anti-hero kind of sort of, you know.
And he's obsessed. Like,
yes,
So it was nice to see the person portraying it portray a different character.
Yeah, I enjoyed that as well. And as you said, just to see how far advanced he already is.
Yeah.
And I
like
mean,
he knew about kryptonite, he knew how to source it, he had 2,500 fighting moves.
Yeah, he's like ankle deep with the government also, you know, as far as trying to influence them and knowing the right rooms to be in, and, you know, even the Bavarians, you know, making deals with them and that sort of thing, which again, to touch maybe on the storytelling element once more, I liked the fact that, I mean, if you're talking, let's say Superman and Spider-Man, you know, two of the most popular characters out there. We don't need to see Superman being sent to Earth in a spaceship anymore. We don't need to see Spider-Man being bitten by the spider, those sort of elements. So it's like, no. They're in this, and then this is where they are. Because even with, I think Superman's journey, we're like 3 years in, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, it was the first time he had lost a fight.
Ever.
So I think, we're getting into quite different territories on both fronts. And even with Lex, he started off, you know, relatively cool, calm, collected, in control. But as more and more of his plans get foiled, you see him lose the plot a little and be like, oh man, this guy is as smart as he is. There's a little bit of a psycho, you know, behind all of that.
I don't think a little bit. I don't think a little bit.
And and the intelligence that he has displayed is arguably the smartest Lex we've ever seen. Yeah, as far as the execution of it. Yeah, everyone else, they maybe get close as far as the speech they made or one big move. But this guy, he's all over it, man.
Like, he cloned a Superman out of a hair he found out of, I don't know how many 100 battles Superman had.
And I mean,
like, the obsession to go find a piece of hair and all that damage.
Even from the very beginning, right? When they Superman lost his first fight ever, it was to the Hammer of Bavaria, only to find that Lex built the Hammer of Bavaria suit. And then it's driven by the clone that Lex himself developed. He's got, you know, a right-hand woman who's got, like, you know, nanotech that, you know, she can manipulate and this and that. So the advancement that he had reached, especially
and then the teleportation.
Dude, like jumping in between dimensions and all of that is kind of crazy. But for me, the cherry on top of the villainy and the brilliance behind it was when he was essentially splitting the earth in half. And he already ensured that he's got like a flying pod as a part of his headquarters.
Because his homie was like, we're gonna fall.
Yeah, he's like,
nah, pull the lever.
Dude, so he's been ahead of the game as far as contingencies on contingencies. So I was like, this guy is hella insane, but very, very smart at the same time. So I think fleshing him out in that sense was quite brilliant. Instead of teasing it a bit and then leaving more for future movies and that sort of thing. So I think even if they end up moving on or he takes less of a role going forward, he did more than enough in this one. You know, I'll definitely be happy either way. And then we got, you know, Lois Lane.
Wait, before we go to Lois, we're going to go to Superman.
I was leaving him for last.
I think let's get into it now.
Because
we do the main courses first, and then you eat the
counterpart to Lex. You might as well jump on.
You eat the steak before the chip.
What is it, David Cornsworth?
Cornsworth. Well, yeah.
So again, he's joining. A long list of Supermen.
Cast, yeah.
A short list of great Supermen.
Yeah.
But certainly got big boots to fill, as it were. So
he's a big dude.
What do you think of him, like as our new Superman? Like he's the new hero taking us forward beyond just the casting where this is concerned.
So he's definitely got the aesthetic. Mm-hmm. Big, build, black hair, blue eyes. So he's got the build to be a Superman.
Yeah.
Carries himself like a Superman. So really enjoy that. And also carries himself like a Clark Kent as well, if that somehow makes sense. Whereas other Supermen, or maybe like Batman as well, they're good on one side, but then the other side not as much. Whereas I think he plays the 50-50 really well. You just see when he's Clark Kent, he's all hunched up and his hair is frazzled. And
yeah.
But it's cool to know that everyone knows.
Yeah.
They made a joke about it a few times.
Yeah.
But also when he's Superman, he's omnipresent. You feel his presence, but he can still show that emotion coming through as well.
Yeah,
which I think is it's really cool. And then it's subtle, and obviously this kind of like came up when we were watching trailers and stuff. The tonal change in his voice when he's Clark Kent and Superman, which is quite a nuanced thing that you may not pick up if you're not in the know, but. Yeah, it adds to the character as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool. And then obviously great performance from my end. I really enjoyed it. Definitely heartfelt at times.
Yeah.
I think, when, what is it, the vendor, Malik,
yeah.
Got killed, Russian roulette style. Like
on the second goal.
Yeah, and that's also give Lex Luthor his credit. He's like, he didn't hold back.
Yeah.
He didn't hold back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just enjoyed the viewing experience, seeing him as Superman, and I definitely see him like really doing well.
Yeah.
Going forward, how if they do a Justice League, he'll fit into because he didn't seem like a leader in this one. So to see him become a leader over the course of movies would actually be quite interesting.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of like they've given us the beginning. We need to fill it out now.
Yeah.
So I guess they have just started a story. I don't know. What do you think?
For me, overall, I'll be honest, I'm still warming up to his casting as Superman.
Okay.
Yeah. And he certainly didn't do a bad job. And I suppose, might as well admit to my bias as far as, again, the standard, from Christopher Reeve, which is insane. That was like 50 years ago, There's this thing, man, where there's like the stature behind him, and there's like this sort of warmth behind Superman. And I've seen a lot of movies try to write that into the story, but I feel like it came through so naturally with Christopher Reeve. And for the record, I mean, I've definitely said this before, I saw that when I was like a kid, man, like, very, very, very young. So perhaps that influenced how I felt and still feel about him. Whereas with the others, I'm old enough to be scrutinizing kind of from the get-go, So whether it's a matter of rewatching the movie a few times or even seeing future movies, sequels and so on, that I'll be like, that's, the new Superman, that's our current Superman. And with that said, it brings me to a question I've been thinking about a lot, which is, because now we're more speaking about, the casting side and, his acting, but like, let's talk then Superman's portrayal in this movie. I mean, the name itself says it all, as do the abilities. Superman, he's Mr. Invincible, he can do all things and whatever. With this one, especially if you think about how long this went on throughout the movie, he is arguably the most vulnerable Superman you've ever seen.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
I like it. Yeah, I like it. There's multiple stages in the movie where he lost.
Yeah.
And then, the people around him had to...
yeah.
Well, he lost battles, one, but he also lost mental wars of attrition, or if you want to say that. Was that interview with Lois, when he was, that first interview.
Yeah.
She was just picking him apart, and it's like, but you did this, you did that, and it's like, I just didn't want people to get killed, and then you kind of got to the core of who he is.
Yeah.
So I enjoy it. I enjoy that because sometimes like people tend to stay away from Superman because he's such a grandiose character. Whereas now in this universe they've grounded him, and I enjoy that because we saw him bleed. I think we've seen him bleed more than in any other movie, and
by far.
I'm here for that.
Yeah.
I'm here for that.
Yeah.
Even just like how the kryptonite affects him. It was a very novel idea. Like he shriveled like a raisin.
Yeah.
Whereas others you just take like veins popping or something.
And they sustained the injuries even after it was retracted. Yeah.
Which is the one gripe I do have at the end of the movie after he popped his shoulder back and he went to go kiss Lois. He was clean cut. I was like, no, shouldn't there be dirt in your face?
Okay.
Or man knew he was going to see his girl, so he popped home, had a shower, came out, and
the wind blew it off. Who knows? But okay, good point. Yeah.
So I don't know. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoy the support he has. Like the robots were a nice touch in the Fortress of Solitude. Crypto. I enjoyed Crypto for a time. Even just the other superheroes and his human counterparts as well.
Yeah.
But also it was nice to see him being grounded, but also the science behind his power, kind of like. I thought like it was so fascinating when they were trying to heal him with the sun that they focused the rays.
Yes.
Yeah, they used them like a magnifying glass to focus rays, and I thought that was like
amazing.
Wait, that makes so much sense. Like, why haven't we thought of this before?
Yeah.
So little small things like that, and just like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Or like with Element Man, it's like I can't make the sun, but he was literally making deuterium, which is what fusion reactors are made of. So little sciencey bits there that added to. It kind of shows the importance of the sun, I guess, and how much he relies on it. So it's kind of like a weakness.
Yes.
Not being in the sun.
Yeah.
But so what I'm trying to say is, I enjoyed how grounded he is, and also the humanity.
Yes.
Because at the end he did mention, he's like, I get out of bed every day. That speech. I mean, those two speeches, just Lex's envy and I'm a human.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a way to end a movie.
Yeah.
So I mean, he admitted to being a superhuman or metahuman in this universe, as well as just being a human as well. So, and also, I mean, it was a nice twist for his character as well, because it's always like we sent you to Earth to look after them, and then the whole twist, if you do see the movie, is they sent him to Earth to rule the planet. So he's supposed to
keep the legacy going.
Keep the legacy, build a harem.
Hey man,
they went in on that for a bit. They went in on the conservative Americans. So I mean, it's nice to see the crisis of faith. It's always nice to see the crisis of faith in Superman and how he comes out of that. And here it was like, who he's supposed to be for his birth parents, and who he is based on his upbringing with his adopted parents. Yeah. And that scene with his dad, and I really enjoyed that they didn't kill off Jonathan Kent.
Yeah. Hey, for once, he made it through a movie. History in the making, baby.
And then just that scene on the bench, it's like it's not. What did he say? It's like it's not what people tell you. It's what you thought of it.
Yeah, like even your parents, like they just give you the tools and you do your own thing.
Yeah, so it is nice to see like he's got a support structure.
Yeah.
So it's nice. I enjoyed that element of Superman.
Yeah.
Maybe we saw bits and pieces here with Henry Cavill, but here we actually felt it.
The core of the movie, basically.
Almost made a grown man cry that scene. Almost.
Yeah. Okay, now
Yeah.
I think for me, it's funny enough. It's actually what adds to my earlier sentiments around. I'm kind of still waiting to fully buy into
Him as a Superman.
him as
Okay.
Superman, because again, yeah, for me, Superman, fine. There's the whole look and feel, whatever. But the number one thing is like, this guy invincible, this, that, whatever, whatever. And ironically enough, I do like how they kept, beating him down in a sense.
Like there was so many ways to beat him. Like,
Yes.
kryptonite was the one we all know.
Yeah.
Keeping him away from the sun. Mm-hmm. Filling his lungs with bots.
Dude,
like,
yeah.
Nice novel ways.
Because again, the theme, if you will, as far as the story is different. I mean, you mentioned Pa Kent for the first time, he survived. That was different. And Superman being beaten down so many times, that was different. And throughout, which is, I guess, one of the benefits of watching a movie a couple times before we even get to reviewing it, is because you get an opportunity to resolve some of the internal conflicts you're having, answering some of the questions that are left unanswered with, the earlier viewings. However, that being said, for me, then by the end, I had to remind myself, hey, dog, he's 3 years deep. He's in the infancy of his, Superman career.
He's got experience, but he doesn't have that much experience.
Especially if he's just got his first loss. So now, it's not that you discount that experience, but you're at the beginning of a whole new experience. Like, damn, how do I navigate myself? In fact, as far as the story is concerned, I feel like I wish they could have been a little more explicit about that element. Just the fact that psychologically, the loss is messing with him because he's not used to it. But even without them saying, I kind of filled in that blank on my own. Like, okay, he's still finding himself. He's still trying to, establish whatever he is, finalize his vision and all of those things. And I think having it happen again and again and again, it's like we're seeing this guy. There's a rebirth in a sense that we are experiencing of Superman. And at the same time, we are finding him mid-journey to being perhaps that Superman that we all know and love, the almighty and powerful and invincible. You kind of need to build your way up to it. So I think on that front, I do like the vulnerability that came through, particularly with how it served in that end speech when he said, I'm human.
Yeah.
Like, listen, dog, I'm no thug and I've never had any intentions of, trying to come across as one. And ironically enough, right, as many comic book movies that I do watch and enjoy, I watch the other genres a lot more, but I find it's the comic book movies that tend to, get me misty-eyed more than the others. And I won't lie, this one, they got me 3 times, dog.
Oh.
They proper got me 3 times.
Papa Ken's speech
For
was
me,
one for me.
It was, I feel like I've got the third one, but one of them definitely is when Superman is talking about, I'm human. When he's like, dude, just like you, I wake up every day. Even if I don't know what I'm going to do, I
do it
put
anyway.
one foot in front of the other. When he said that part, I was like, damn. Because who among us can't relate to that element, It doesn't matter. And that's the thing about growing older. Sometimes as a kid, you look at your parents as the super, heroes in your life. And you think, they just got this thing, whatever. And then you start to hit certain milestones in your life and you realize, at some point, my parents were this old. How the hell did they navigate this? How did they manage this? How did they manage? And you realize the vulnerability that they had that perhaps, you did not see before, that they did not share. So again, that was, a beautiful moment. And the other one was that little kid when he made the Superman flag and when he held it up. And then it was Superman. I was just there like, yo, what are you guys doing to me? And the third one, was when they were evacuating Metropolis and the one couple was putting their kids in the car. And then after that, they had that old lady with her turtle in that little shell, in that little box, So it's like everyone with their belongings, but not even everything, just the few items that mean the most to you. You're getting into your car, you don't know where you're going, you don't know what's going to happen. The earth is literally splitting in half. But it's like, we gotta, so that one definitely, got me. But yeah, again, just to your point, Superman is almost too invincible and all-powerful for them to create proper relatable stories, which is why, if you really think about it, there are many Superman movies, but there aren't that many great ones. Because they struggle to strike that balance. And I think this is something that was done amazingly, you know. So, yeah.
So that's Superman.
Yeah. I was literally going to say, on
Thumbs
that front,
up.
definitely they did an amazing job.
Yeah.
And then,
everyone else was kind of side character-ish.
Yeah, they were.
Lois probably had the main...
Yeah, it's like the main side character, if you will. I don't know, man. Did you feel like you needed more of her? Or
Not at all.
I would have loved, especially the journalistic side, if nothing else, because
I would have liked... I don't know what I wanted more of.
Yeah.
Did I want more of her relationship with Clark Kent and Superman?
I think the few scenes we got gave us a lot.
Yeah.
Hence my comment about the reporting.
Okay. So you wanted to see more of the journalistic power, like how we saw with Amy Adams.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because those are always the two pillars of Lois. Yeah. It's a relationship with, Clark and Superman.
And I'll be honest, they had me sold at the beginning. I thought they weren't even dating at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then it's like...
Because you don't know at what point do they get there, and they played it very well.
Yeah. I don't know. You tell me. You want to see more journalistic?
Pretty much that side.
That's it.
That being said, Rachel Brosnahan's, I think it was Brosnahan. I was trying to catch the surnames because I know all their first names.
Yeah.
But her portrayal definitely I love.
She feels like a Lois.
And as a funny question, I don't think we've ever asked this, but also I don't think we've ever had like a marquee couple, in any of our movies. Like, did you like them together?
Yeah. But they don't, I don't know, like, I wouldn't say they have like chemistry like Cap and
Peggy. Yes.
That's probably my number one benchmark.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they had that couple chemistry. But I guess maybe the tone of the movies, you're going for a more grounded couple. Okay. Because I'm thinking of the scene where he came in after they stole his dog.
Yeah.
And she's just waiting there. She knew he would be, in a tears, and she just sat in front of him. And So in a sense, maybe that's what they were going for, but I didn't feel like the chemistry was...
So for me...
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
To maybe answer your situation, because I think I kind of get where you're going with it. I think they didn't have that... For a lot of couples, right? Even if it's not like the top ones or whatever. As a viewer, even just physically, you're just like, the two of them, they must be... And they didn't have that. However, I like the emotional dynamic that they had.
Yeah, okay.
Like, there was an interview, yes, it spoke a bit on, the journalist and just Superman, but there were elements about the relationship that came in there. And then there's a whole thing of, I'm not sure how I feel about him. And then also, she would, challenge him, and it was just that, just take me in your arms and whatever.
She wasn't a damsel in distress, which we like that about Lois.
So I think there was this emotional, I don't know, again, tug of war, tennis type of thing that created an interesting dynamic. But again, I think, there wasn't that thing where you instantly fall in love with them, as with a lot of other
I feel like it's one of those you're going to grow to love.
I was going to say, but if the writing remains on this point, eventually, because again, even this could be new. I mean, she said she was about to break up with him.
Yeah, I mean, and if you look at it, going back to the previous universe, Lois is the central character for Clark. It's his beacon of light, basically.
Did that come through in this movie?
No.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Do you want them to build up to it, though?
No.
Okay.
No, because, I think the direction for the previous universe and the way they were going, then it worked.
Yeah.
Whereas, yes, he's going to become, Darkseid's minion. Whereas here, I don't know where they're going, and I don't think it's going that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But we'll see how it goes.
Special shout out to Jimmy, man. Special shout out to my boy Jimmy Olsen. Mr. Heartbreaker, Mr. Swagger, Mr. Heartthrob. I was like, what is going on?
At first, I thought this. Okay, so context.
Yeah.
The ladies like him.
That's the thing. Ladies, plural.
Ladies.
Plural.
And it's not average Joe, average James.
That's the other thing,
Anyways. So the first scene, shout out to him. I thought they were swooning over Clark.
Yes. Even when he waved back, I'm like, nah, dog, that ain't for you.
The camera panned to him, panned back, panned, and he waved. And I'm just like, nah. Nah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then obviously the second time we saw it was like
In the street.
in the street.
Yeah.
But then it's just like,
and then it gets to the girl. Because even the name of the phone, Webfoot Girl, you're thinking, okay, some
mutant
girl
toes.
is just, nah,
I thought
dog.
it was like super girl, like some metahuman, but
Yeah, nah. So, shout out, yeah, special shout out, Jimmy.
him. Mr. Terrific is the homie from House.
But who did he play in House,
played the
man?
Mormon. In like season 4 or 5.
He must, I was going to say, must have been some brief appearance or something. But
just
okay,
the one
cool.
season, so he was there.
Okay.
He was the Mormon guy.
Again, I remember him from, X-Men First Class. The indestructible man who died first. But anyway.
Nathan
Fillion
as
Guy
Lantern.
Yeah.
We saw Alan Tudyk and
as number 4.
Number 4, and I think what's her name? Michael Rooker. I saw his name there as well. I didn't know what he played. I think one of the robots as well.
Yeah, because I think there were like 3 if not 4 of them.
Yeah, so those were all cameos. One of them was Mantis.
Yes.
Tom Clemente.
And then we saw Sean Gunn, of course.
Yeah, as Max Lord. So all his regulars were there again. You just didn't see their faces maybe.
Yeah, for the most part. Shout out like Perry White, Wendell Pierce.
Of course,
I thought we might see a little more of him, and he even felt a little campy / cartoony. But I realized again, as I said, like James Gunn was trying to blend, the grounded and the
I mean, that's what he does best, right?
Side.
Fun and serious.
Yeah, with that said, with that I guess established in my mind, I was like, okay, cool, that's fun and all of that. But I think to kind of circle back to the beginning, that's pretty much it for then the
characters.
The characters, the main cast. Oh, I did say one other thing I wanted to highlight with James Gunn, the fights.
Yes. Well, I guess we're getting there now, right?
Yeah. As far as the other elements we enjoyed, I want to start off with the fights. Yes, I mentioned the ensemble thing, but even within that ensemble, subcategory, the way he choreographs fights. Yeah. I don't know if it's him, his stuntman, both, stunt coordinator, but like, it's
These
insane.
Fights were wild.
Listen, in Man of Steel, we said the fighting of not only flying beings, but all-powerful beings that Zack Snyder brought in is the standard by which all future fights should be measured as far as, beings of that stature.
I think this was better, eh?
This was the movie that topped it.
Yeah.
Because not only did he have those elements where whether they fly, even when they show Superman flying, the camera angles, you feel like you're flying alongside him.
Yes, and the only time I ever remember that was Iron Man 1.
Yes, when you felt like you were in the moment.
And now the cinematography is caught up.
And he's taken it to the next level, especially because...
Bro, that opening scene, oh man, with the flying.
For me, right, what took his fights to the next level is the fact that he damn near invented new moves. There were things that I was like, I've never seen this before. Like the one scene, I think he was fighting Ultraman.
Yeah.
The way he picked him up off the ground, he snapped his neck off of the ground and then was hitting him. And
then using the engineer as like a whip.
Yes.
As a battery,
and not just 1-2 as you might see. Nah, he was going on.
Even when he was surrounded by, I don't know what they call them, the roaches or whatever.
And he spun around. And then the way he was lasering them, and it was just raining parts all over. Dude, there were so many. I'm like, I've never seen this. So, his James Gunn fight coordination.
100%.
Insane. Yeah.
And like the destruction was like, it was good, but like justified, and like, the destruction made sense. And
me, Agent of Chaos, when it comes to those things, man, like they really, really went for it. Buildings were being destroyed. Like I said, the planet was damn near splitting in half. The president of Bavaria, like they just threw him, And again, dead or not,
even Russian roulette.
We can definitely assume dead. The Russian roulette thing.
Yes, they didn't show the scenes where the people actually died,
but it's
fine.
Definitely assumed that they were killed. So not shying away from that, even when they were fighting. I mean,
even like when not necessarily fighting, but when Crypto was like jumping on you, feel it.
Literally, what I was gonna say. The injuries that you saw on Superman, like yes, I saw the trailer, but watching
justified.
And the thing is, with the trailer, it was like 30 seconds or something. Here, it was really stretched out. It took a while for him to call Crypto.
Yeah.
But in the moments between, you see the suffering, you feel it. And then when he was jumping on it, breaking the bones, and I'm like, yo, damn, imagine of all people feeling Superman's pain.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that is amazing.
That, and then even just small nuances now we're going into injuries and stuff. Like the shoulder. You could see the bone popping in and out of place. Like, that's such a small nuanced thing that I haven't seen in another movie.
And even that last move where he's like, okay, fix it, and then took him and then like, I don't know, threw, was it the engineer or what, or Ultraman, threw them into the building that was, coming by, that little block that was flying by.
Yeah.
So he's like fixing his hand, throwing them in the way, and then, like, man, you felt the impact of every blow that was dealt, basically.
And also, like, the camera angles were very, like, behind and in front of face. Like, very, like, POV type stuff.
Again, non-typical also. So,
I really enjoyed that. It's like, when Lois was in the pod getting guarded by Mr. Terrific.
Yes.
You, from her perspective, you're just watching everybody fall.
Everything happening around. It took me back to Guardians when Yandu was blowing his whistle. The red laser in particular, So I hope James Gunn, above all things, gets the credit for the way he's elevated the standard as well.
100%.
Yeah. Any elements that you weren't quite a fan of?
Why is his lung power so powerful?
Lung power.
Is this where he blew himself out of a black hole?
Yeah.
A black hole, and just blew himself out.
Because the whole thing about a black hole, it's a hole. So it's like, what are you deflecting against?
There's nothing stronger than a black hole pull.
Yeah.
So that's my gripe there. Also, maybe Crypto a little bit overdone. Mm-hmm. I feel he got way too much credit for a dog. Who's
Yeah. There's just the moments when he comes in. I can't remember which. I think it's when, because he destroyed the cameras when fighting Ultraman, and then he called Crypto in. And I was like, please don't let the dog save the day. I was like, at most assist, fine.
And then the line is like, brains beats brawn. It's like, no, brawn beat brains.
Yeah. That definitely wasn't a brainy moment per se. But he just got him off, and then Superman still defeated him. Was like, cool. Then when he interrupted Lex at the end, I was like, oh no, that part, But I agree.
So like, I understand the cameras and they foreshadowed it, which is fine. But then for the dog to beat up Lex, it's just like,
and especially because he's just human, and it made sense with the other ultra powerful beings. But a little overkill, but again, a fun addition.
It's a fun addition
to the Superman lore.
Yeah, which is because we always know about Crypto, but we've never actually seen it. And it was just cute that he took to Lois so easily.
Yeah.
I guess at the end of the day, I give them credit. The dog was a dog, and they let the dog be a dog, and not like a super intelligent dog.
Yes, as powerful as it is. For me, the Jonathan Kent speech, the sentiments definitely came through. I just wish that the speech itself matched that level of emotion. His words were almost too basic and generic for me.
But I mean, if you look at this, look how Jonathan and Martha are. They're very like salt of the earth.
I get it, which I love. I love that this is the first time we're seeing like country parents.
But even the opposite as well. Usually it's Martha being the mushy one. Well, let's say the
mushy
one.
And also because she has to take over once Jonathan dies. So he's still kind of,
It's nice to see that Jonathan is like the mushy one.
Yeah. But for me, I was like, come on, James, you're good enough, right? Just, doesn't have to be like a whole major thesis and whatever, but just the phrasing, I would have loved it too. But the emotion, I definitely did feel in that moment. Another thing I liked, again, we've never seen, he's from the countryside. Yeah. We've never seen him have country parents. This is the first time ever. So I was like, even the accent, I was like
they were proper country.
They're on a farm. I'm seeing cows and all. Usually it's just a barn and then nothing else. So I was like, yes, he drove that point home. So that I enjoyed, but that speech could have been better.
Okay.
Other than that, I feel like the stuff I did feel some type of way about was resolved by the time I watched the end of the movie. And also, as I said, I have to do all this in real time as opposed to rewatching and then figuring things out. But overall, amazing, man. Like,
for me, it's always just like sciencey type stuff. That always gets me.
Yes,
I know the one review we do.
I feel they were on the edge of it, but I was like, you know what? fine. Yeah.
But in general, it's just that one scene. But other than that, everything else like makes sense.
We could just grasp
we
it.
could suspend our disbelief.
Yeah.
Like that one was a bit much.
Yeah. I don't know any other elements you want to highlight, whether good or bad. Or
I think we've done our usuals, the characters, the cinematography.
Really?
Do you want to talk about the suit a little bit? Did you like it because it went back to the OG one?
Okay, again, I've done my whole speech about the underpants or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're back. The suit could be a little better for me.
Okay.
The S in particular definitely could be a lot better because again, never mind that whole grounded and intergalactic whatnot balance, but even the emotion that comes from just looking at Superman. I see James Gunn on multiple elements, dog. If you look at the styling of the title, with the way they wrote Superman at the end credits, using the original score and whatnot, he's trying to bridge, the new and the old. He tried to do the same with the suit, definitely. But I think, and I hope my point comes across here, with the S, it was a little too boxy.
Okay.
Remember the old one was a little more curvy and kind of playful, and that adds to that, I don't know, man, the warmth of Superman for me. So leaning more to that would have helped quite a lot. So the suit was okay for me. Yeah. You?
Yeah, no, I have no qualms with it. Like,
Yeah.
We've got no strong opinions.
If anything, as far as, his outfits or whatever, it was just, and I noticed it in only one scene. Thankfully, it was only one scene where it happened. The first time we see Clark Kent walking into the Daily Planet, his hair, I don't know, man, it was almost too messy. It looked kind of fake. And even the height that it had was weird.
That's the homie's actual natural hair.
I saw that in subsequent scenes, but in the first one, I'm like, it looked off for me.
Okay.
And then all the other ones, it looked a lot better, even as Clark Kent. Of course, Superman, it's all perfect and stuff. But there's one little thing. But other than that,
that's a homie's hair. You want to talk about hair, nah?
They could style it, man. I mean, the way they did in the other scenes, just to repeat that process.
I mean, just the last thing, and just to reiterate what I said before, like after that big fight, he was too clean. To kiss Lois.
But that being said, I do like how they still showed a lot of gore.
Yeah.
What
I'm saying is like his face. He looked like he wasn't
afterwards.
in the fight.
I get what you mean.
But in the fight, he looked like he was.
Yes, I enjoyed that, and even the language also, like because it's almost like their way of going dark without going as dark as Zack Snyder did, because they clearly have to contrast themselves from MCU. Yeah. So here and there, just saying, shit, this, that, I'm like, add that little, grit basically to the story. And then, I'd say that pretty much is our viewing experience in a nutshell. More than happy to watch this multiple times going forward, no doubt.
Go watch it.
And super keen to see what the universe is going to bring going forward.
There were mid-credit and end-credit scenes, but didn't add much. Not even worth wasting your time.
Don't worry about those. So what's your rating then out of 10?
I enjoy this a lot.
I'm
probably going a 9.
Ooh,
9. I really like this movie.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it didn't come across as much, but I really liked it.
Okay. Now for me, it's an 8, like a very, very solid 8. We'll see what future viewings are going to do.
Maybe it's just recency bias as well. I just came off.
No. Your rating is your rating,
I'll
my
take
dude.
it. It's a 9. So go watch it. You won't waste your money.
And obviously,
go watch it on it. But if you are watching it, go watch it in IMAX.
IMAX, yes.
It is shot in IMAX for IMAX. So go do that.
And the thing with IMAX that I've noticed, a lot of people, they put off by the price. Look, it's definitely expensive and all of that. But what I can say, without a doubt, it's worth the experience. Like once you see it, you're like, I understand why.
I always say IMAX, your visuals are standard. You're going to get great visuals.
Yeah.
Your sound is where it comes in.
Yes.
Your sound, you once you go watch a movie in IMAX sound, you don't really want to watch another movie. The experiences
are a bit ruined, And as a person who's watched the same movie in IMAX and standard, I think, I can definitely tell you that, it's worthwhile. So, look, even with, the Suicide Squad, whatever, I think we'll still leave that more in the DCEU camp. So this is obviously then the first, DCU movie. And it's going to be, I don't know, at least a year before we see the next one. So this series...
Do you know which one it is?
Supergirl is going to be the next one.
Supergirl,
yeah. But as you said...
That's the lady from House of Dragon.
Oh, okay. I don't recognize her. Yeah, plus I didn't watch the show. But to your point, the other movies basically are going to be the non-standard A-listers in the DCU camp. But I think while we wait on those others, it's, you know, as good a time as any to launch a Superman series.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go through all the other iterations that they had, and then we'll see how we feel about everyone having just, you know, watched all their movies. So stay tuned for that. Otherwise, yeah, as per usual, you know, shout out for sticking around for this long. Is there something you wanted to say?
No, so it's going to be the movies, eh?
Yeah, yeah, definitely the movies.
I love Smallville, but
10 seasons. 10 seasons, 22, 23 episodes.
45
each,
minutes
like,
apiece.
Yeah, that's it. No. Not trying to kill ourselves. Still want to keep this nice and fun, you know. So, yeah, man, you know, hit that like, hit that subscribe, follow us on Instagram, the Phantom Geek Zone. Otherwise, that's it from us. We'll catch you at the next one. Peace.